rolling like a geezer.
You know, if Kelsey doesn't show up soon, I'm gonna have to change the whole intro. But I'll tell you, we have some people missing in action today. But because I'm like a cat, I'm quick. I land on my feet. I was able to haul in not just one guest host, but two special guest hosts today. And we'll see those guys in just a moment. This is Graybeard's Studio. This is episode number 85, if you guys can believe that. We will hit 100 episodes before the end of this year. And I don't know what I'm going to do to make it special, but I'm going to do something. So hang on to your hats for that. Probably will be like, I think the 1st of December, I think we'll hit 100. So maybe we'll have like a holiday Christmas special or something. Should be fun. Right out of the gate, Stealth X5 sends $5 and says, hello. Hello, Stealth X5. We appreciate your attendance and appreciate your generosity. All right, let me bring in the crew such as it is today. No David Williams. David Williams had a personal matter that he had to attend to today, so he's unable to join us. But one guy that's always here because he really has nothing else to do, it's Gary Martin. Hello, Gary. No. That's actually pretty good. That may be your best one yet. Clear, concise, right to the point. Okay, so we have our two guest hosts today. Now, I've said this before that we have a guest host generally when Kelsey's not here, which is, of course, has been the case for quite some time at this point. But we have guest hosts that are regulars on the show. There are Joan Rivers. Like Joan Rivers used to sub in for Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show. We have our own Joan Rivers, but we have two of them. And I've got them both here today, so it should be an exciting time. Let me first bring in one of our favorite guys. He's always here when things are screwed up. It's Dan Lawless to make things right. Hello, Dan.
How are you guys? Can you give me a better analogy than Joan Rivers? I mean, there's got to be a male substitute host.
There were a couple different substitute.
Well, didn't Tommy Smothers, didn't he host a couple times, like one of the Smothers brothers?
Commies.
It was usually Joan Rivers, though. When I was in film school, we went to the Tonight Show, and that's who we got was Joan Rivers. So,
yeah, she was funny though. One of the few really funny women.
Yeah. So there you go, Dan. Take it as a compliment.
All right, I will. Fine, whatever.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so our other co-host for today is a fan favorite, of course. A guy that hangs out in the smoke-filled basement
environs.
Yeah, to these shows. So it's always very scary. But please welcome Conan Kaiser Stone. There he is. He's gigantic too. Look at that.
Wow.
What do you got going on? That Transformers? Can you hear me?
Looks like there's more there than meets the eye, you know.
Mr. Stone, can you hear me? We can't hear you. So I guess he's got nothing to say today, but we do appreciate you being here. And as I said, technical difficulties are something that are not unusual to this show. So, but at least we can see you drawing. So, wait a minute, here he is.
Yeah, he's letting his work speak for him.
Okay, well, that's true.
Wait, he gets two screens?
What? I know it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on there, Dan.
Now Dan's getting all jealous already.
I am getting no respect here. What's going on?
You gotta share my screen, but
there you go.
Hey, it's me.
And do you have two cameras?
I can't do two cameras.
Okay, then.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be complaining when it's really your fault, Dan.
Oh,
wait a
whatever.
minute. This is my.
Again, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to get out of here and then come in.
my question here, Kaiser, is how many Cokes have you had today so far?
Actually, I didn't have any Cokes yet.
You haven't.
Thanks for reminding me of that. I just bought a pack of mini Cokes. Just
It's sitting right there waiting for you, man, because the pressure's on. Okay,
I might
today
have to get out of here.
Coke doesn't work though, you know.
And plug in my iPad so you guys can see my drawings and such.
All right. Well, you'll have time here because we're going to do a little show and tell, and we're going to talk to the chat. And so,
okay,
I just I want to thank you for being here. I've been trying to get you on for the last couple of weeks, and I had to keep resorting to getting Dan on because I couldn't get you.
Hey, what are you going to do? You know.
Wait a minute. Sorry, Dan. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's sorry.
I'm piling on Dan today.
Yeah. If Dan starts to be more entertaining than me, then I'll do my Joan Rivers impression. Hi, how you doing?
That's true.
Yeah, well, there's not much chance of that. I won't be more entertaining than you.
You don't have to worry about Dan.
The bar's not set too high there, you know.
This is an interesting thing because we have done. Did you purposely just leave?
He said he had to.
Do you want me to drop you out or?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was on. Okay, I will drop you out so you can like mess around with your techno stuff.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
So you guys, if you're doing digital, you can't come in like this just for your digital screen.
Well, you got to have because if they share it, then it becomes like the full focus of the screen, and then we got like we're a little tiny on the side, and I'd like everybody to be the same size. Yeah. But if we can't, I will allow Kaiser to have a big screen if that's what.
There's got to be some way to do it digitally.
Larger stature than others.
That's exactly right. Okay, I want to bring this up real quickly. We've done Steranko before, so Gary put it in as one of the choices, but didn't expect it to win.
Didn't think it would win.
But it did again. So
what are the choices?
You guys in the chat that are complaining that we're doing Steranko again, don't vote for him then.
What were the choices? What were the other ones?
Plug or John Severin? Okay. Dan's like, who?
I know Plug, but John Severin, you said?
Yeah, you don't know John Severin?
Yeah, it's real familiar. It's not ringing a bell exactly. I know the name, but
King Cole, Westerns, War Comics.
Yeah, Severin doesn't get enough.
Cracked Magazine.
He was.
I love John Severin.
Yeah,
he's one of my faves.
Was head and shoulders above.
Let me look at because sometimes I know the art and I don't know. I know the art. Let me look it up real quick.
All right. So anyway, but because you guys demanded it, we're doing Steranko again, and you got no one to blame but yourself. But Jim Steranko drew so many characters. If you count covers along with interiors, you'd be amazed at how many characters he has drawn in comics that we have to choose from today. So it's pretty vast. So we just won't repeat ourselves. And we don't have to worry about it because no one is on the show that was here last time we did Steranko, so except me, and I will not.
Well, the chat's, got some slack. I mean, for two reasons. One, we did Steranko a long time ago. And two, we're getting old, so we don't remember.
I think that's the better excuse.
What did we do last week?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember.
What did we do last week? It was Alien Predator.
Alien Predator,
yeah,
Alien
that's
Predator.
what it was.
I was joking.
2 weeks ago, I have no clue. Right?
Oh, that was Wrightson right before 2 weeks before that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because I did that really kind of weak swamp thing. I was kind of disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
All right. Kaiser's back. Do you give me a thumbs up if you want me to bring you back on, or if you're still working, give me a thumbs down. Thumbs down. Okay, he's still working on it. All right, so let's take a look and see who's here in the chat. Coram is here. He says, I can't wait to see what you guys do. I like his jungle adventure art the best. That is one of the options I might go with. J.A.V. Stylor says hi. Creative Phase here. She says, Steranko again. I voted Plug. Oh, well, have fun. I don't know if that means that she's like tapping out. It's like, I'm not even going to watch.
Yeah, I mean, that could be interpreted several ways.
Yeah, I'm not sure what her intent is there. John without an H is there. Duck Bacon, Henry Bemis all the way from Oregon. He says he just picked up the Plug portfolio at SummerCon and it's so good. So he got my vote. Yeah, that was, there's some really nice Plug books too.
Yeah.
Who did, what was that guy that used to do all those art books all the time? Some Italian dude from New York area.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But he did a Plug book that's really, really good. But there is several of them out there with his artwork. Kevin Tomset's here. Ignite, Repairman Jack, Dave DiPietro. The only thing better than Graybeards is his Steranko draw stream. Yeah, baby. Well, you got both. So how about that? Dan, the Pizza Man Genovesi's here. You know, Gary, are you familiar with Giovanni's Pizza in Beaverton?
Yes, I am.
I just had that last night. It's so good. And I told my daughter, I said, would you trade pizza for any other dish? And as I was eating that, I was like, there's no way I would trade this slice of pizza for anything that somebody offered me. So I guess pizza is it. I mean, really good Italian restaurant pizza is like.
That's the thing. There's nothing like that in my area. There's nothing like that.
We've got that and Nona Amelia's in Aloha, which is also wonderful.
The best pizza in my area currently is Domino's.
Oh, no.
So, enough said.
Oh, man.
I like any pizza. I even like it. I'll eat little.
No, I'll eat Domino's, but that's as good as it gets.
Now, Dan, wait a minute. Did you say you won't eat any pizza or you will?
I'll eat any pizza.
Okay. Well, yeah, so will I.
Any brand. Never met a piece of pizza.
Well, I've regretted some of my frozen pizza choices from the supermarket.
Well, maybe I'm talking maybe carry out pizza. I'm talking about, but the frozen stuff doesn't count. That's stuff.
Yeah, but there's. I mean, but when you get really good pizza, then that's like. You're not going to trade that for anything. The crappy pizza, you still eat it, but you'd say, well, maybe I could go for some Chinese food today rather than Domino's. Although Domino's, I don't mind Domino's. We ate it a lot in college.
I don't mind it either. I wouldn't rank it, but
no. Hey, I've eaten Little Caesars. You want to talk about crappy pizza? And I was fine with it. So
I had it once, and that was enough.
That was enough for you? Okay. Let's go on here. Skull Nasher, it says, there it is. Didn't they already do a Steranko stream? Yes, we did. I'm going to have to start editing when you guys bring suggestions. I have to go, wait a minute. Didn't we do that already? Pantheon is here. Sequential Treasures. Got to love some Steranko. So he's all about Steranko, no matter how many times we do it. Ronan's here accusing me of poisoning Jimmy Reyes so that I could be the CG's only Latino.
See, that's funny on different levels. Yeah. You're not even Latino.
I know. But I have gone to Mexican food trucks.
Okay,
so,
then you're
there you go. I'm honorary. Citizen Ronan's here. Marcus Killer Group, purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge. Birdman Burr says, my Plug vote failed. Hail chat and hail Graybeards. We'll give Mike another chance. Yeah, Kaiser, are you ready or no? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Has Plug ever been a subject matter yet, or no?
He's still giving me the thumbs down.
Haven't we put Plug up before and he didn't make the cut?
I think Plug's been up more than once. Yeah. I guess you'd have to put him against like Severin and give me like Herb Trimpe, and then he might win.
That's true. Severin doesn't get the respect he deserves. Herb Trimpe, he would lose against Plug.
Yeah, I would think. But then again,
well, yeah. What do we know? We always get it wrong.
We always think we know, and we're never right. LE New Dungeoneers is here. Toshiro is joining us. Let's see. There's me in the chat explaining why we're late. And Citizen Ronan says, late, bald, and gay. Thank you so much, Citizen Ronan, for your contribution to the show today. Let me reward you with this. There you go. So first cannonball out of the gates.
Hey, what's the worst comic book artist ever?
God, dude! I mean, I have my opinion, but I don't know that I want to share it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Aaron. I have my opinion.
I mean, not living.
I don't even know if I could be. I don't even know if I could say it. I think there's a couple guys that are just grotesquely overrated, and I could even tell you why, but it would seem really mean-spirited. So I'm not.
Well, as long as they're not here anymore.
No,
it's not like they got to come out of the grave like a comic book.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope because you could be offending a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people that love their work.
Right.
And believe me, the guys that I'm thinking of are extremely popular.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that
I'll tell you off stream.
Don't like that I know the chat loves, and so I keep my mouth zipped.
Captain Bipto, Stealth X5, of course, Headless Bourgeoisie, Matthew Mama is here. Squibs is joining us. He says, this should be a good stream. Well, we always think it should.
He's hopeful.
We always have hope. Henry Bemis all the way from
Ideally.
Oregon is joining us. Leg Kick, because Leg Kick is almost always here. Bloody Drake is joining us. John McClanahan, he says, he voted Plug. So did I.
There's a lot of people claiming they voted Plug.
I know, but Plug got trounced by Jim.
He got snubbed.
Yeah. Nighthawk Warrior Comics is here. It says, hi, Aaron Lopresti. Nice to see you streaming again. I've always been streaming. Come on,
Aaron
where have you been?
Aaron streams like 8 times a week.
Only twice on my own channel.
Oh, okay.
So Bretsky the Great's joining us. Eric N. Boyd. Kelsey may show up for the 100th episode. We're hoping. Wouldn't that be great? Kino Reviews is here. Let's see who else we got. Brian 999 is.
Are you going to do something special for the?
We got to do something for the 100th episode. They have to.
Yeah.
Kelsey's on like a lot of intros now. I think he's still on the Jack intro, so he's on this intro. He's gonna rack more.
He never appears, but he's on everybody's show. Strength was the only autograph I ever paid for, says Byron Smith. He spelt my name wrong on purpose and tried to assault me, but he's half my height, so he couldn't do much.
Okay, there's a story there.
And it's one that I don't think is it probably has some truth to it. That's the thing. Knowing, I don't know Jim great. I mean, I know him, but from what I know, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see here. Apex Comics is here. David Alicia. I haven't seen David in a while. Let's see. Who else we got? Wesley Gleason's joining us. Who else we got in here? A bunch of people. Gen X Catholic. I voted Severin. Oh, look at that.
No, I applaud you.
David Alicia says Maurice Severin's brother John is brilliant. Kaiser just left his screen, so he may be going to get a Coke. I don't know. Joseph Pantalon, what was for breakfast? I don't even know what that means. Let's see here. Phil Rizzuto. What? LE New Dungeoneer, Phil Rizzuto. Where are we in this whole stream? Totally Extreme is here. He said Plug or Steranko, can't go wrong with either. I agree. Well, let's see.
Could you read Mickey's?
Well, I don't know. I might have. I probably scrolled by
when you get to it.
Who is it? Who am I looking for?
Mickey.
Oh, Mickey. Okay, I haven't seen Mickey yet. Rand Arrington is here. Rodney Ulibarri. Hey, Rodney, thanks for joining us. There's Queen Mickey. Gary Martin isn't overrated because he doesn't share his hoard of frozen corn dogs with the undernourished people of Corn Dog Land. That sounds like it could be a children's book, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I let them eat cake.
Repairman Jack says, "What's a plug?" Rand Arrington says, "Where is Brohawk? He has a personal matter that he must attend to today, so he was unable to make it. But that's why we have Crazy Dan Lawless. You know how crazy he gets, and we have Of course, Kaiser Stone, who's drinking a Coke right now, but we'll be back shortly, and then we'll let him back in. So we have a full
Dan,
crew.
I think that should be your handle from now on. Crazy
Dan Lawless. Yeah, I like that.
I thought it was Dangerous Dan Lawless.
Well,
that's not
why
bad
you're crazy, because you think you're dangerous.
Probably true there. Can't argue that one there.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's do a little show and tell here, and then we'll get drawn. Gary, what have you got for us? You got something here. There it is. Feel free to share, Gary.
Okay, that speaks for itself.
I think it does. Now, how many commissions? Is this one of the commissions you got for your campaign?
No. I would not do this for $100 commission.
Oh, okay. I was like, crazy.
No, this was something super complicated with lots of different gray values, and I wanted to do it all in cross-hatching, so you can see the line work involved. But it's the way he fades from light source on top to getting darker and darker.
Nice.
Highlights in the middle, and plus all his, I don't know if those are tattoos or anybody know about this character, Darth Maul. Were those tattoos, or that's his normal alien coloring on his face? I don't know.
Actually, I don't know.
I don't really know what they ever said about that. I'm guessing that's what he looked like, but he could have got tattooed. Certainly, if this was, if he was an Earth character, you would assume he definitely would get that tattoo.
Right. Well, with the horns, he can't be an Earth character.
True, unless I've seen dudes with horns around here too. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Yeah.
What used to be an alien race is now just a stone's throw away to your nearest strip mall, and you can get it done. So. Skullnotcher's saying it's tattoos, if he remembers correctly. I don't know.
Okay.
There seems to be a naughty consensus in the chat about whether that is tattoos or not. So I guess only George Lucas would know.
Yeah. So I've not shared that on Instagram yet. So it's still available.
I can only imagine that guy going into the tattoo parlor like, what do you want us to do today? Oh, something really evil. Like I mean, really like talking Sith level evil,
Oh, well, we've got something for you.
I got some ideas.
Yeah, I made a sketch.
Some people keep asking, they come in late and they're like, where's David? Where's Kelsey? David has a personal matter he's attending to today, so he couldn't do the show. Kelsey, we have no idea where he's at or when he'll be back. So
he's hanging out with David.
Yeah, he possibly.
Have you guys had any contact with him at all? Like,
no, not for almost 3 weeks. I haven't.
Oh, okay.
So, but maybe it's like Dan suggested last week. We need to drag the swamp. Don't know. It was funnier when Dan said it. Okay, so Dan, do you have something you want to share with us?
I didn't prepare anything. I didn't know there was going to be a test.
We always do show and tell.
There always is.
I got to go walk over to the computer and find something. Forget it.
What is on your table right next to you there? What is that?
Oh, this is just a preliminary sketch I've been doing while you're talking.
Oh, well, let's see. So you're cheating, basically, again.
It was just it was actually an ant. You want to see an ant?
Wait a minute. Let me make you big here, and let's take a look at this. This is nice. Why would you not want to share this?
I don't know. It was. I grabbed something to sketch on. I'm sketching on this. I'm thinking of doing a shadow. With Steranko. So.
That's really
nice. What's with the plant man though?
It's an ant, from Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Come on, Gary. You don't know what an ant is?
No, I don't.
Please.
Oh, you're not a Lord of the Rings guy? Okay.
Well, I've seen the film, but
okay.
I don't remember.
He wasn't really paying attention, is what he's telling.
The names to all these characters. Sorry.
Right. Well, that's an ant.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is.
An ant. It's not your ant. It's an ant.
An ant, not an ant. It's an ant. Okay.
Maybe somebody's ant.
It could be.
They let it. Didn't cut the nose hairs and stuff.
All right. I want to, for not having anything, Dan, that's pretty good. Okay, so you guys, this is what we call a color proof from the printer. And I just signed off on these a couple days ago, but that's your title page. Kit Carter, Galactic Ranger. Look, it even has Dan Lawless's name on it right there.
Ooh.
Dan
Wow.
Lawless, back cover. Yep, right there. So
Why
Dan
does
Lawless.
it give
Back of the
Gary
bus.
Martin special featured pinup?
yeah, I forgot I left that off. So I'll show you some pages you guys have already seen so as not to spoil it too much. But these are kind of interesting because as you can see, like this one, right? You get these, you see those dotted lines, that's your safety line. Then you've got your trim line, and then the solid line is what you call your bleed line, right? So you want to carry your artwork all the way out. In fact, let me take this apart and show this real quick so you can see it better. So like Kit's over here, Kit's leg goes all the way to the end, right?
So that'll be on the page.
That's the bleed, right? But where they're going to cut the book is right there. All right. So that's where they'll trim the page. So they want this all the way out there in case that, the cutter slides a little bit one way or the other and is not exactly on that line. You're not going to get like a white line because he didn't extend it out far enough. This is what they call the safe area. There's no way that the blade's going to be that far off that it'll cut right there. So you
Shouldn't say that.
Huh?
You probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I know.
There's
on wood,
no
right?
way it could possibly screw it up that bad.
Way it's going to be off by a half an inch, but
Not impossible.
But this is called the safe area right in here. So you wouldn't want word balloons or anything beyond that line right there. So so they give you this stuff and you have to check it. And this is also what they started doing. Now, Gary, I don't know, you did your art book, but one thing that's always bothered me is left-right orientation. The books need to have more space on the spine side,
Right.
So that part of the story isn't actually covered up because the cover,
Right.
When it's stapled at the spine, the book opens up all the way and it's no
Right.
problem.
So it
But
takes
when it's
more
glued,
Yeah.
so what they started doing finally was rather than centering these pages, they left and orientated them so that the spine side has more width, so that when you open up to read the book, the page will appear to be centered because of how part of it's pushed into the spine.
So they built that into the template?
Yes, which they've never done before, but they just started doing it. And I applaud them for it.
Yeah, because I had to do all that myself and I just guessed.
Yeah.
And then after I formatted everything and sized it and placed it and 130 pages, sent it to them, they said, "Oh, these are wrong." And I mean, they're wrong.
Did you not get a template?
They sent me the wrong template.
Oh, man.
Do it all over again.
But anyway, so there you go. And it's a little harder to see on the double page spread here. This is backwards. That guy is supposed to be over here, but they have the same lines there, dotted lines across here. You can kind of see them up there at the top.
And these are proofs the printer sent you, Aaron?
Yeah. Well, they send you digital proofs, but the problem with digital proofs, as I found out, is they're not necessarily accurate to what it's going to look like printed.
Right. With color, you have to see it. Yeah.
When you ask for a printed proof, it costs more money,
and
it also could delay your printing, but it's worth it.
Okay.
Because then you actually that printed proof is about, they said, about 90 to 95% accurate as to what you're going to get when it actually comes off the presses. So there you go. So anyway, all that stuff's at the printer. It's all been approved. We're full steam ahead. I did want to show one other thing, if I might, because Kaiser keeps coming in and out. I don't know what is going on over there, but
Aaron, that was some excellent inside publishing stuff there.
Probably bored half the audience, but those of you who like that stuff, we love it.
Yeah.
You can call him Kaiser AM because he fades in and out in signal.
All right, so the last stretch goal for the Kit Carter campaign was a sticker that goes on your comic book box. So this is 5x7. So it fits on the new boxes. It fits underneath the handle. On the old box, or pardon me, on the new boxes, it fits above the handle. On the old boxes, it fits below the handle. Or you could put it on the side of your box, depending on.
I see what you're doing here. I see. Okay, I always thought that was kind of dopey to have stickers for comic book boxes, but by designating Empire Comics, they have to back your campaigns to fill the box.
Yes, Gary.
Them to collect.
Together.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. I have
marketing genius. So anyway, everybody gets one of those that backed. Everybody. That's a stretch goal.
And now and then you're hooked for life.
Yep, that's exactly right. And then you got that box. You've got to fill it up.
We're getting a lot of people in the chat saying that Aaron spelled Dan's last name wrong.
I did not.
There's 3 or 4 people have.
Oh dear Lord, I think I did. Oh my gosh, Dan,
Why?
I did.
Why? What was it spelled?
I didn't spell it L-I-S. I spelled it L-E-S-S.
Yeah, with you being without law.
See, I like that better. I always wish it was.
Oh my gosh.
You wish it was spelled that way?
Yeah, that would be better.
Well, Dan, forgive me.
Don't change it because I don't want people.
I can't now.
Now it's really crazy, Dan Lawless.
Oh my god.
Can I leave and come back?
Gary Martin, Prank Survivor for $1.99 says, I promise I'll get better corn dog recipe. I don't know what that even means. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that to you, Dan. What was I thinking?
Wait, it looks right to me. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Aaron, clearly Dan prefers it that way. So I think
it looks right to me on the screen. What are you guys talking about?
Might be onto something.
Oh, on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dang it. Well, I'm going to contact, see how much it's going to cost me to change that.
Nah, forget it.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I did that. Well, now it's worth more because it's got that misprint in it.
Yeah.
Well, only if you have it published and then publish.
There we go.
Oh, I'm so pissed because I am such a perfectionist. Oh my gosh!
I thought you guys were talking about on the screen. I'm like, it looks right to me on the screen here,
Oh.
like on the show here.
Oh my gosh! How dumb is that?
You know what though? That's pretty normal, people.
The refund requests are coming in already.
See, and it's right. Look at you're on the back cover here too.
It's how's it spelled?
Look at
okay.
What was I thinking? I mean, what was I thinking? I don't know how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
Lawless.
Yeah.
I might be able to change it though because my printer date isn't until September 9th. So, I spent so much time making sure Irene's name was spelled right that I forgot about yours. I figured, damn,
once you fix this one, if you find another typo, you'll blow your brains out.
I probably will.
Wow. There is some moonshine runners in my history, in my family.
Okay.
So
Henry Bemis, watching someone realize a huge mistake in real time. God bless the internet.
That's true.
The thing is, if it was lawless, L-E-S-S, no chance I could ever get out of a speeding ticket. I mean, it's just if cop pulls you over, it's like, what's your name? You're guilty, buddy. It says it on your driver's license. You're guilty. Shit.
If only this wasn't live, then we get to see the real Aaron throwing stuff.
Oh boy, I'm having a meltdown right now, but we'll see what I can do. I mean, I know I can fix it. It's just I don't want to delay the printing just to fix it. But
don't delay the printing, man. Don't do that.
Now.
Please don't do that.
Can you guys
let it
hear
go.
me? Or can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, sweet.
You did it, man. You did it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Aaron,
I had to use the toilet first, and then I was like, let's get back to this.
Aaron, why don't you do a poll in the chat to see if people want it fixed or not? I'm guessing you don't care.
It's Dan. You know, it's like, how would you like it if someone misspelled your name on the credits page of a book?
You know what though? It's misspelled in a kind of cool way though. It's like if it's misspelled in a dumb way, then I mean,
I could, you know what I could do? I could say I did it on purpose as kind of a joke.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
go
what
for
I'll
it.
say.
Just say he's lawless. He's got no law.
So everyone watching
like,
this,
I smell a $5 sale. No,
everyone watching this broadcast, you have to, you know, go with that story. It's almost like, you know, trying to fake the moonwalk.
they did a better job than I did, apparently.
Yeah, thousands of people in on it.
Oh. No, Madaman says that's how Aaron wrote it on Dan's check too.
Now that you got to get right.
Yeah.
That's important.
Kaiser, you got anything you want to share with us, art-wise?
Let's see. What do I have? What do I have? You guys probably already saw some of this stuff. This is just some of the stuff I was collecting, and
now, was this for recreation, or were you actually work on the cartoon show?
No, yeah, this is mostly recreational, but you know, I like the style of the show, so I was just like playing with it, and Robert Kirkman hit me up after this and was like, "Hey, I want you to work on another show because I saw the Invincible stuff." So sometimes that'll happen, guys. This is just sort of some Spider-Man stuff.
So wait a minute. So you would like do something like that, post it on Instagram, and then Kirkman saw it and said, "Hey."
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
And a whole bunch of other social media outlets. You know, I've been doing that for a million years, and it seems like some of the biggest guys will hit you up and ask you if you want to do whatever project they're working on.
You can't tell us what you're working on right now.
It's a video game project. I don't even really know the name of the thing.
No, he really can't tell you what he's working on because he
it's
top secret. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's a secret because I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's mostly it. I think did I do this on the last?
I don't think so.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, this was I think on YouTube. I was just doing random X-Men stuff, which is interesting because I was going to do something like that for this. Pretend you didn't see this, okay?
Oops. Oh.
But that's I don't really have anything to show other than like the video game stuff, which I can't show. So
right.
Well, that stuff was cool. I saw.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Gary, what's the deal with this?
Oh,
sweet.
David was complaining about Steranko, and we Steranko aficionados know that Steranko did Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is one of my favorite pieces. I mean, the coloring is amazing.
Yeah.
And something that, as I was looking at it, it's like, is he punching David? I think he is.
He's punching Brohawk.
That'll teach him.
Oh my gosh, that's great. All right, so Dan, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you going to draw today?
I think I want to do a shadow.
You're going to do the shadow
stuff.
Okay. Kaiser?
I think I might do, let's see, because I just showed you the X-Men, I'm going to have to abandon that.
Well, you don't have to.
And go with Batman. I know somebody wants to do Batman, but
okay.
Too late. I already got Batman.
Well, David's not here, so you get to take his Batman. Yeah. I'm kind of I've been kind of going back and forth all day, and I'll let the chat help me out here. Between Shanna the She-Devil Talon, which is his barbarian character,
I love Talon.
or Tex Dawson, gunslinger.
Wow, put a lot of thought into that, Dave.
But Tex is losing some steam. I'm kind of leaning into either Talon or Shanna the She-Devil. So I already did this. Zaid Comics. What about the Shadow? I already did the Shadow, and Dan's doing the Shadow anyway. So
Do Talon, man.
Headless Bourgeoisie says Dan's going to draw someone spelling his name correctly. That's good. I'm never going to live this down. You know that, don't you?
That's true. The Lepresti legend grows.
Okay,
I can't help it. It is kind of funny. So
it is, but it's also really unprofessional. Carbon dioxide for $2 says Arlen Lopresti. That's oh, I am sending I'm contacting my rep right now and seeing if there's something I can, if it's not too late to do something about it. So we shall see. People are voting for Shanna the She-Devil. What a shock. No Gulliver Jones. Oh, that's right. There's Gulliver of Mars. I forgot about that. Which is a ripoff of John Carter of Mars. Although I think someone told me Gulliver of Mars was before John Carter. So maybe Edgar Rice Burroughs ripped off whoever came up with that.
Yeah. There's all the X-Men characters.
I'm not doing the X-Men. No, I'm not doing Captain America. That's two. I'm doing one of the three that I said.
So you narrowed it down to 3. I vote Talon.
Okay.
I had all the Talon merch, the poster, and he did all kinds of stuff. And, announced.
Did he ever do a book?
No, he never did the book.
He did the book. He just did. Yeah, I said there's a poster and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, he announced the big project. I think was going to be a graphic novel, and then he put out all the merch, and then went on to something else.
Oh no! So Talon doesn't even really exist. I mean, I guess he did do some.
He published stuff with Talon, but just not in a comic.
Mickey says, I'm making Dan Lawless buttons right now.
I want one of those.
Oh, my goodness.
I created a character kind of like Talon, but it was called Toenail. So I'm hoping to get it's an ingrown toenail, but it's a toenail.
Talon's lesser known
the ingrown toenail is the arch villain. So,
oh my goodness! All right, gentlemen, let's start cranking here. Feel free to jump right in.
Faye is asking, Aaron, do you want me to catalog other Graybeard's topics so we don't get repeats? That's actually a good idea.
Actually, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think everything we say should be cataloged.
I don't know about everything. So, Dan, you live in Chicago or the Chicago area, right?
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm in Michigan. Detroit.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, well, that's
Chicago.
Are you like seriously close to Detroit?
Yeah.
I mean, there's like nice areas like near Detroit, right?
Oh yeah, it's like it's like any city. It's got your nice areas and dangerous areas, and although Detroit's really coming, it's really changing quite a bit. It's really building up in the city again, and people are moving down there, and it's just not nicer, yeah.
Mm.
So it's got hope. They're doing stuff with the waterfront now. They're paying attention to that, because they saw the success of Chicago, and Detroit kind of ignored its waterfront, but now they're doing stuff with that, and it looks good. So. Yeah.
All right, I'm shooting a letter over to my printer to see if I can fix this.
Nomadaman says, Aaron, this isn't what Dan meant when he said he wanted to come on Graybeards to make a name for himself.
No, it is what I meant. I'm trying to establish the actual name.
And John Smith says, Aaron, you were thinking of Xena
Lucy Lawless. I might have been. I cannot freaking believe that I misspelled it like that. I don't know what. And the fact that I did not notice it and proofread this 100 times and did not notice it. Oh my gosh. This is never going to end. Neil Orr, Dan's drawing the shadow today. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Wizard Sleeves, good to see you. He says, I'm 40 minutes from Ambassador Bridge, Dan. Hi, neighbor.
Oh, really? Okay. On which side, Canadian or American side?
Oh, is that so? You've got like that bridge like connects the
yeah, that's the
Canucks from the Americans,
U.S. Canadian.
Okay. I've sent out my email, my SOS, so I've done all I can do at the moment. Except now I must draw. I think I'm going to go with. Did anybody in the chat decide what I was doing?
No.
I don't think so.
See, I want you to draw Talon, but Talon's complicated.
Well, yeah, the conversations I used to have with Terry Dodson all the time was that, we would get convention requests, both of us, just for female characters all the time. And we drew them so much. It was so easy to knock out a female figure. Like you just do it in a couple minutes. And so it's almost like, I'll do female figure because I can do it so easily. But
Talon with his, fancy chainmail and designer swords. He would be typical.
Yeah, I'm looking at some reference right now, and I'm thinking Tex Dawson gunslinger is not such a bad idea.
Well, he's a Western character. That's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I know, but I'm about to embark on another Western story, and it's like, do I need to warm up, or do I need to stay away from it as long as I possibly can before I'm completely immersed in it? I don't know. Let's see.
Well, when it really comes down to it, in the scheme of, the universe, doesn't really matter.
It probably doesn't.
So draw, whatever you want.
Did Steranko ever draw Howard the Duck?
I don't think so.
Well, I can't do that.
What about the
I
Hulk?
don't even remember him on a Boom poster.
He did some cool, famous Hulk stuff, right?
Yeah.
He did. He did Dr. Doom. He did.
Ooh. You should draw Dr. Doom.
You know what? I'm going Talon. I'm just going to do it.
Okay. Bravo.
No matter how freaking complicated it is, I'm going to do it. So, John, for $5, thank you, John, without an H. I went to eat, got mail, unpacked several deliveries, come back to see that old man Lopez hasn't made a line yet. Hosting duties on this show are quite vigorous, and I think you guys need to cut me a little bit of slack. Look at Victor. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? Why do
I think you should put him in timeout.
They're very close. I'm definitely going to do this though. I can't even freaking believe it.
Yeah, Victor, you are treading on a slippery slope there, my friend.
Hell, let's see. Hell, Dirty Dan Lawless would be a great Western villain name. He rides in a gang along with his cousin Dirty Dick Lawless.
It wouldn't be dirty out of morality. It'd just be dirty.
Yeah, grubby.
He doesn't wash. No,
All the time.
Dirty Dan Lawless. Don't ever bathe.
Be like who's the Pigpen, the kid that was always kicking up dust at Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That could be the running joke because everybody thinks he's mean, but he's actually a really sweet guy.
He's just really filthy.
He's just really filthy.
Okay. I think we're on to something. I'll have to use that in the next Wraith of God. Dirty Dan Lawless.
Meanwhile, Kaiser is done with his layout. Aaron, you better.
Yeah, but he's basically cheating because he's doing it digitally.
Why?
No, this isn't cheating. It's almost cheating.
It's techno cheating, is what it is.
And if you thought digital drawing was faster, you would be doing it.
Dude, that is not true.
Exactly.
Look, I'll tell you exactly why I don't do digital. It's because you don't have an original to sell afterwards.
Yeah, I can't argue with that at all.
I am too much addicted to selling my artwork.
Yeah, it is a thrill.
It is, and it's also a source of income that usually most artists actually need.
Right.
Yeah, but you only have one version. And this right here is billions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think that's making your argument.
Sell a single one of those billion.
I don't think that's making your argument.
I'm just
But yeah, Kaiser, that you're in a good mood for the rest of the day when you sell artwork.
And look at when you have to go back to press and reprint your book because you misspelled somebody's name, you need the extra money that an original art sale can give you to pay for your mistakes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna return back to traditional, see if I make more money traditionally instead of the digital.
Well, it depends on if you're making money because of efficiency or
it's because I love money, and that's what I'm kidding.
Well, no, but it's true. A lot of guys, almost everybody in film and animation, obviously, I probably shouldn't say everybody now uses digital.
Yeah.
Because you guys have to do so many designs and sketches, and you have to make so many changes that it's so much easier and more efficient to do it digitally to make those changes. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But because you're not necessarily, I mean, I know David ended up with some of his work from Warner Brothers, but a lot of times you aren't getting your work back anyway. Yeah. That you can go out and sell it. So, you know, you do what's most efficient and most makes sense for, you know, what you're doing particularly.
Just come over to the dark side. That's all I'm asking.
You know, some people are doing it, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Like, think of how many people are going to offer me big money on this Talon drawing.
Yeah, you'll show them.
Yeah.
Fopizi is asking, what if it doesn't sell for what you want? Does it always make your day to sell a piece? Well, the thing is, though, the artist sets the price, so it always sells for what we want.
Right. There's maybe a price where you hope to get
a price, and it doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. You don't lower the price.
Yeah, I mean, money's money, right? So it's like if you get, you know, 150 for something you wanted to get 250 for, well, you still got 150 for it. My wife just used to crack her up because I would go and I would say back in the day, I would like, you know, I'm going to do a White Queen sketch, throw it up on eBay and you know, just turn it into money. And so it's like, all you have to do is like, it's that easy, but all you have to do is draw White Queen, throw it up on eBay, and now you've got, you know, $150 or $200 or whatever I was getting back then. And it was a quick way to, I want to get this old comic book, or, I got to pay this bill and I don't have the money for it. So I'll just draw a picture and toss it up there on eBay. And, you know, you're going to get something for it, you know.
Did you ever walk into a bar with a pad of paper and a pencil and just like sketch it for drinks?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like,
I do that all the time on
you mean?
Napkin.
You mean like
drinks around the house, and then you got to sketch out a whole bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I've done it on a date before, you know, to impress the girl, but I've never done it.
Did it work?
Yes, it always worked.
Really? I never
You
tried
said that with conviction.
Yes, it always works.
One time I was drawing Batman, like a huge Batman, and the girl that was sitting next to me was like, "Oh wow, that's so cute. Is that me?" I was like, "If that what we wanted, yeah, I get it."
I say no. This was an intelligence test.
You're like, of course it's you.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. So they don't say the smartest things when you're drawing in a bar on a napkin. Wow, that's a cool dragon. That doesn't have to be me.
That's you. You're a dragon. Oh my gosh, because they're rolling in.
Are we in church?
No, this is a real McCoy. Come and get it.
Ready to, genuflect and
Says
get on the kneeler.
Sequential artists for $5. Couldn't digital artists produce and sell their art as NFTs? Yes, but
No, you can put it up for sale as NFTs. That doesn't mean you're going to sell it as NFTs.
John with no H for $10 says what Aaron's trying to say is if that you're old, it's better to do one drawing that sells for $150 versus making digital art that sells 70 prints for $50. He's done the math twice. Yeah, but I can make prints out of my original art too. So there, which I do. So I don't think that argument defeats mine at all.
Yeah.
No, I do like what Kaiser's doing right now, where you can like zoom in on like when you're working on the face and make it bigger. So you have
you can do that too. I mean, as long as you're bionic. What's his name? Is Bionic Man?
That's Steve Austin, $6 Million Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. I remember that cartoon.
Show was it
cartoon?
A cartoon too, though, wasn't it? I don't know.
Was there a $6 Million Man cartoon?
I don't know. I don't think so. Was it?
There might have been.
Oh.
I never liked that show because the whole slow motion thing when he was supposed to be doing something, superhero like, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Oh look, those bad guys are getting away. I'll chase them down with my $6 million legs.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I was probably the right age for it there.
Yeah.
Well, I did too. I was, it was a kid. It was like the closest thing to like a superhero show that was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry Bemis wants more beans. He says they don't have enough in the bunkhouse.
He wanted more what?
Beans.
Oh, in the $6 million.
No. my triangle, come and get it, Bell.
I forgot Batman doesn't smile.
Yeah, don't draw a smiling Batman. Then you have to start over.
$6 million today wouldn't get you much, for the
couple of
bionics. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you could do a bionic dude for $6 million these days.
No, Maromi, we have not done that yet. A lot of people coming in late today.
Well, it's better late than never, I guess, right?
Yep.
Take anything we can get at this point.
You don't get penalized for being late. Just any time we appreciate. And thank you, Aaron, for the Do Re Mi today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, I should probably not mention that in front of Dan.
Yeah, probably not.
Uh-huh.
Good idea.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do. I don't know what you're talking about, but
Cash, money.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I like the Lawless, man. It sounds Lawless is like a cool Western,
Well, no, I do too, but it's incorrect. So therefore, I can't help it if Dan doesn't spell his name right. But
so I got this drawn the shadow. He's in this picture. He's doing a kill shot. Imagine Aaron.
The other end of that, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, you get my name right. Kill shot.
Oh, show him.
I know I can fix it. It's just a matter of how much it's going to cost me.
Yeah, and the time.
Well, I don't have a print date till September 9th, so it's not like this is going to mess anything up. I don't think.
I mean, seriously, man, don't.
No, I can't.
I don't care.
I can't let it go, Dan. I absolutely cannot let it go. This book will be around forever, and people are not going to go, 20, 30 years from now going, why was that guy did nobody edit this book?
That's true. That's true. Only the people that are, wise enough to watch this show will have the inside poop. Otherwise, you'll be ridiculed.
That's right. And then people will be coming up to you, Dan, as your, like 70-year-old Dan Lawless at a convention. They go, do you know that they spelled your name wrong in this book 20 years ago? And you'll be like, what? So, yeah, I can't let it go.
So,
do you know this Dan Lawless? Are you related to him?
Dan Lawless. You know Dan Lawless.
Know this guy? Is this any relation to you? Yeah, well, he goes, that's when my family came over on the boat, you could say. They were spelled it one way, and then they wrote it differently down in the log at Statue of Liberty. So Katie Did's channel for $2. Thank you, Katie. Hello. I hope you are all doing well today. Well, I was until I found out that I screwed up my title page. But, John with no H for $2. Thank you, John. He says, lots of erasing over there after an hour, Lopez. I know. I know. It's like waiting for someone. What can I say?
He went with the tougher, composition. He's not just, doing his automatic stamp of a female. He's putting in some effort.
That's a kind of slam.
Well, he admitted it. So I was saying he did not go that route. He's putting in the effort, guys. So let's be supportive.
Thank you, Gary. Really appreciate that. But I can't figure
did that
out.
sound, Dan? Did that sound sincere?
I think I fooled him.
It was a decent save. It's a good save.
I can't figure out if Talon has like long hair, short hair, or medium hair, because it seems to be, depending on how it's flowing in the wind, it seems to be longer or shorter at times.
I think does he have braids too?
Does he? It just looks like I'm looking at the poster right now as my
okay.
And but some of the other ones he did, he had like short hair, and I'm like, what barbarian has short hair?
Yeah, he did, because it was in the development stage. I think he did different versions of him and said, hey, you know what? I can make some money off of this, and published them like that.
Jim's a capitalist. You got to respect that.
Yeah, because he was publishing and editing Media Scene at that time.
That's right. I remember when this stuff came out, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks cool," and then it just never materialized. But I think that's what a lot of artists do: is you get a lot of ideas, right? You put them down, you think, "I'm going to do something with this," and then when you actually are faced with putting
doing it,
you're putting the work in and going, God, how long it's going to take me to do this? You're like, okay, maybe I'll just go with the post.
But to put merchandise out,
I know, I would agree with you. That's beyond misleading.
Yeah.
Get your Talon t-shirt. Talon. Although I don't want Jim to be watching this and get pissed at me for saying these things, but.
You think he would ever come on a show like this?
Not in draw. He might come on and talk, but he's.
What do you mean, Dan? Show like this?
A bunch of schmucks,
John for $2 says, if you wait a while, you won't have to draw hair at all. Is that a personal shot at me?
Wow.
I don't know what he's talking about there. Look at Henry Jeremic. Apparently just woke up from his nap. He said, did anyone ever see Steranko's barbarian character Talon? I recall seeing a few pinups, a double-page spread, but I don't think it was ever printed in a book. Henry, we've been talking about that all show.
I think he's.
You think he's messing with us? Is that what you think he's doing?
I do. Yep.
All right. So then now it makes me even look worse because I was too stupid to figure out that he was messing with us. This has just been a bad day for me all the way around. But just think, if I hadn't invited Dan on the show, I never would have noticed that I misspelled his name.
Dan would have been so upset. So
Dude, I can tell you right now, that book came back with a misspelled name in it, I would have lost my mind. At least I can correct it at this point.
Best name I can think of says Aaron needs a hug.
I do. I'm just I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed of myself. Quite frankly. What is on? Oh my gosh! Look at the belt. I'm going to bring this up. Look at Talon's belt.
Yeah, show it.
I mean,
Yeah.
This priest, he's got like skulls on there and a face, and
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, just look at his shield, his axe. Look at this. Look at his sword. And maybe that's why
figure out how to minimize.
Jim decided not to go on with the project.
Well, yeah, it's like how many times do I have to draw this?
Right. I mean, even the chainmail.
I mean, it's a nice little, if you're doing like a kind of a detailed poster print thing, it's cool. But you're gonna sit there and draw that over,
Right, over and
over again.
Maybe he was thinking merchandise first. I'll try to make them as cool as possible, and then wait a minute.
Is that a modern character, the Talon, or?
No, that's like
70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, 70s.
I don't really picture Steranko as a kind of a barbarian artist, though, either.
Well, that's why I was so excited about it, because it was completely different, with the Steranko flair.
Do you think it was a response to Conan at all? The popularity?
Probably. I mean, that's when Conan was super, super popular.
Right.
Or the films and, in terms of print.
Yeah.
Popular.
It makes sense. Man, look at all that stuff he's got. Whose idea was it to draw this anyway?
Creative Fate.
Yes. You say Creative Fate? You saying it's her idea that I drew this? I don't think it was.
No, I'm just debating if I should read her wisecrack or not.
Definitely. This is a wisecrack show.
Well, I'll read it. Gary's so old he talked even to eating an apple on their first date. That's pretty good.
No cannonball?
Let's see.
That's cool.
No, see, Aaron loves it when.
Okay. So this is very selfish.
Well, this is interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. Sorry, Vic. Phil Diaz says, Steranko and Bisley were planning on crowdfunding a Talon book together.
Well, yeah, Steranko planned on doing a lot of things.
That would have been cool, though, because you just have to write the script and then let Biz do his thing.
I remember when Steranko announced that he was doing a escape artist book, because that was one of his careers, was an escape artist.
Right.
And it was solicited, and I ordered it, and it never came out.
Did you ever get your money back?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I think I ordered it from Bud Plant.
Oh, Bud would have done you right.
But this was in the early '80s, I think. And then the Red Tide Chandler book that he started coloring for Dark Horse, and then just stopped. It was some of the best coloring I'd ever seen. It was just amazing.
Well, he's been for years. Dunbeer's trying to get that Steranko Captain America.
That'll never happen.
Yeah, and I mean that's been for years because Jim was doing the design work, and he wasn't. He insisted on doing all the design work for it, but he just hasn't either done it or hasn't been.
Yeah, there are blogs dedicated to that topic. I'm not kidding. And when these guys see Steranko at a show, they ask him that same question, and he always gives them the same answer. Years later, when's that Captain America Artist Edition coming out? Soon.
Before you know it.
Yep. Or it could be, what David would say. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll get it. Oh, my goodness. So, all right. Well, I'm doing my best here to keep some of the detail in anyway. I think he just he really went nuts on that poster, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. And he did some other illustrations that were in various things that were just as cool.
Well, he did. He did some nice Raiders of the Lost Ark artwork as well.
Oh yeah. Come and get it.
Was that a? Oh, okay. Sean Willits for $4.99. Thanks, Sean. I just launched my first comic campaign, Dark Side Comics, on Indiegogo on Monday. I showed it to you, Aaron, at SDCC. Thanks for all the encouragement. That would be San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, Sean, I remember now. Congratulations. Way to go, man. I hope it does well for you. Guys, check that out. It's on Indiegogo. So there you go. Check out Dark Side Comics by Sean Willits.
I hope you people in the chat are taking note that it takes cash to jog Aaron's memory.
Is Indiegogo still doing shadow banning? Is anybody still shadow banned?
Yes. Well, Kit Carter was shadow banned up to the bitter end, but any of the new campaigns, I haven't seen it. So I'm hoping that whoever was doing it
Has died.
washed the pink out of their hair and got a new job.
Please, someone in the chat, do another super chat just to stick it to Zeno the Stoic. He wants somebody to take my triangle away.
No, that's the clearest. I mean, of all the sound.
So next super chat, I'm really going to play the heck out of that thing.
Oh no! See,
I've been holding back.
you have the reverse effect. You give Gary grief, and Gary will give it right back to you with extra serving of grief.
Yeah, people haven't noticed that I do the opposite of what people suggest.
All right, Talon.
Who did the best shadow? Was it Steranko?
I think so. I'm trying to think who else contemporary did the shadow.
Kaluta, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not a huge Kaluta fan.
Yeah, I think Steranko did a superior shadow. Right?
No, actually, I actually liked
Rights and Shadow.
Yeah, little shadow that he did. He stamped his.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of
Victor says
Chicken? I like Chicken Shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a different kind of shadow.
It was different, yeah.
I did like that miniseries he did.
Yep.
That was really good. Don't tell Howard I said that, though.
Thank you to Marcus, Killer Group, Pastmaster Dan, and the Green Laser for putting those links in the chat.
I was going to say, we have my early sign up for Wraith of God 3 is in the description of this video, as well as David's and EVS's Fearsome. So links to both those campaigns are in the description of this video. So you want to go check those out, especially Wraith of God 3, because it doesn't cost you anything to sign up. So
I was going to ask David this week for an update on Bass Reeves, the trade paperback.
Well, I got someone contacted or put it in the chat. I'm sorry, made a what do you call it in the video? Comment on the video asking about that, and I don't know. I mean, I backed it too. So the Brightwisers have always been very, honest about. It would seem unlikely that they would, not complete it.
Yeah, pull a Gabe.
So, but because it is done, other than the coloring was what they were working on last.
And that was, a while ago.
That was months ago. So I'm like everybody else. I'm waiting for the book. And of course, David was hired to draw it. He's not part of the publishing plan or has anything to do with it.
Yeah, he has nothing to do with that stuff.
So, although we did promote it on this stream because obviously it was a good project, and
well, I mean, some others may have done this too. I got the first issue, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to get all 4 issues. I'm going to wait for the collection. So I only got.
I got the first issue too.
Yeah, I only got one issue. It's so good. I mean,
It is.
the story and the artwork and the coloring is really, really excellent.
But I don't know that anybody's talked to Mitch in quite some time. So it's hard to say where they're at on all that or what their plan is.
Admiral Waka says, I read The Rooster and The Saints a couple of weeks back. Bigger fan of The Saints. Are those two different books?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some artwork for The Saints. It looked really good.
Yes. Red Rooster was kind of, it was sort of looked like a rooster, white costume, red hat.
Okay.
And then The Saints was sort of just a military, looked like, what was it? What's that? Chris Hemsworth kind of looking guy.
Okay. Someone in the chat that knows says that the bass is coming.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I got my Andrew Robinson hardcover. I'm waiting for that. So, of course, Andrew was on the show once upon a time.
I love his Conan stuff, man.
Yeah.
I think he might be the best Conan sort of illustrator, live or whatever that I know of.
Really?
Yeah, I think for illustration, but I think for regular comic book, it's got to be Rob De La Torre. I think he's doing the best drawing of Conan stuff.
I'd love to see a Bruce Timm Conan.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Kaiser, do you buy and read modern comics?
Sometimes. I mean, I do like the modern artists. I like who you just mentioned, Dan.
Rob De La Torre.
Yeah, that's the guy that kind of draws like Rob. I mean,
Buscema.
Remita. Oh yeah, yeah. I like his art. I think he's pretty good. The only thing about him is that he draws a little too much like him.
Yeah. There may be a little bit of swiping going on there a little bit, but you know what? I always say if you're going to copy well.
That's true.
It's like
you're going to do it, knock it out of the park.
You got to do anything.
Because sometimes I mean I look at it and I go, I like it better than Buscema. So
oh wow,
that's fine. When you talk about art and the tradition of art, it used to be you trained under a master and you got your stuff tend to look like the guy you were studying under, and that was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Olivier Copiel or whatever.
Oh yeah,
he's good too.
Yeah, I love that guy's work. But yeah, it's so many awesome because it's so much to be inspired by. So you get so many awesome artists, even the digital ones,
Sure.
But yeah, I'm a big anime fan as well. So.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
You're not coming back to the show.
What do you like specifically?
Oh, Gary, don't encourage us.
No, I want to know.
I don't. You know what? I never really had a specific artist that I was like I would gravitate towards. It's like whatever inspires me, even the quote unquote bad ones. Like when I was a kid, I thought Picasso. He used to draw like a kid to me when I was like 10, 11 years old. And then I looked at a lot of his older stuff before he decided to abstract reality. And I realized, this guy is actually very good at...
He's just choosing now not to be.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just abstracting a reality. So, and I decided to do some homework on other abstract artists, and that got me into wanting to draw some of the pieces that I was doing in an abstract way, and combining or fusing a lot of that stuff with graffiti and stuff like that. And Jim Lee and Joe Mad, from the 90s and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like being a chemist. You know, you just you throw in a bunch of ingredients in, and all of a sudden, you know, sometimes it blows up in your face.
Yeah.
And then other times, like, hey, this is stable. You know.
Yeah.
You can actually.
Yeah.
That's actually a good analogy. I like that. We're chemists.
Dan, is the Shadow holding that gun sideways like a?
Yeah, I said kill shot.
All because I misspelled his name.
Yeah.
Aaron, look at the
kill shot.
a loving rendering that Dan is putting into that 1911.
I'm not sure what you're suggesting.
You know exactly what it is.
You know what? All my pens are like running out on me, and I'm like scrambling around here trying to find a decent pen that has a little bit of ink in it.
Uh-oh.
It is not your day, Aaron. I gotta say.
No, it's just
You might have to break out the brush. Okay, see, here's Lake Kick calling me out. I threatened to do this.
Lake Kick for $2 says, "Damn Lawless has improved in his art, I notice." I don't know if that is like the most poorly worded sentence I've ever seen in my life, or if he's doing that on purpose.
I think he's doing it.
Yeah, is that a compliment? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure it is.
Yeah, the chat's being
salty,
extremely cryptic
yeah.
this week.
Yeah, it's like
we don't. We first think it's a compliment, then it's like, wait a minute,
is that really a compliment? I opened the door with my misspelling of Dan's name, and now it's just all hell's broken loose. Really.
Yeah. It's like sharks in the water. They sense your weakness.
That's right.
And now they're coming in for the kill.
Aaron can't spell
sharks. Yeah, circling sharks. Spaceman is asking Aaron, "What's Gary's beef?"
Oh, yeah. Well, are you ready, Gary?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right. Let's find out. What's Gary's beef? Tell us, Gary, what's your beef today?
My beef today is elementary school bathroom urinals.
All right.
Before I got into comics, I had a job working for a dairy delivering little half-pint cartons of milk to elementary schools. I had a route in the summer. And there was a convenient door behind the driver's seat with access to the cooler. So I could just reach back there and help myself to whatever I was delivering. And I'd always, pack extra supplies for me. And I kind of got addicted to chocolate milk.
I can see that.
Where I just reach back there and help myself to, a carton of chocolate milk. And I would be drinking chocolate milk all day. Well, apparently, pre-mixed chocolate milk really isn't very good for you.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well,
in what way?
Some ingredients are kind of sketchy, even today. That's true.
Yeah.
So I always prided myself on, how long I could go without
having to use a restroom.
Bathroom. Yeah, I could do the whole route. Drinking chocolate milk, I ended up stopping 4 or 5 times in a 5-hour period, where before I could just do it, without stopping at all. And so I, because my route, I'm delivering to elementary schools, I had to utilize elementary school bathrooms. And luckily I'm there, during class, so I didn't have to run into any kids. So I'm in my white milkman uniform going into these.
Oh, cool.
Into these.
Do you still have the uniform?
People get arrested for that now, Gary. You know?
Well, yeah. Hang on there, Dan.
Hey, put it on. We'll do a little spin and we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah. So I ended up forcing myself. I better use the bathroom. Have any of you ever used
Not since
elementary school urinal as an adult?
Not since I was in grade school. I've never.
It's like the equivalent of peeing in a little bucket while standing on a chair. So not only are they tiny, they're like 6 inches off the ground. And I'm over 6 feet. So I'm producing this, golden waterfall that's splashing up on my white pants.
Oh no!
That'll do it. That'll
So now every time I see white pants on a man, I check the ankles to see if we see any,
my
yellow splashes, because I was running around, with the rest of my route with tainted white pants.
Oh gosh!
So that's this week's beef.
That's next level stuff right there. Man, people are responding, of course, appropriately in the chat. You need to drink more water, Gary, so that your pee is less yellow.
Yeah, I had to go cold turkey after that incident.
It was all like chocolate milk.
I completely. You falling on the wagon or off the wagon? How is that? Which one is stopping?
Getting on the wagon, I think, right?
I don't know.
Because you fall off the wagon, that means you made a mistake. And
I think it's the other way around.
I got back on the wagon. If that's correct.
Okay, but here's my bigger question. These urinals are designed for little kids because that's who's supposed to be using them. So I don't know if you're in any position to complain about the size of a little. Wasn't there a faculty bathroom you could use or something?
They're not going to let me in the faculty bathroom.
Milk guy, why wouldn't they?
Well, I'd have to hunt down, a faculty member, and I was in no condition, to play with time. Time was of the essence.
Oh my goodness! Well, there you have it, folks. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, see, I was going to blame the chocolate milk, but I realized it was the little tiny urinal. That was my problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a problem for you, but you shouldn't have been using it in the first place. So it's really hard to say that that's your beef, right? I mean, what are you saying, that kids should have adult-sized urinals? And what would they do?
Well, there should at least be an adult size,
I see. So take into consideration that an adult might have to use this bathroom at some point.
Exactly.
Okay. Aaron, keep it up. Next week you're going to be on his what noise?
Oh, God.
His beef. You'll be the subject of his beef next week.
No, I
you know
can't
what, guys?
I can't do that. Aaron pays the bills.
Oh,
You gotta be careful.
Guys, say that shit.
Now, Dan, and if I have to call Dan next week, he's going to be like, should I go on a guy's show that can't even spell my name correctly?
Yeah.
I never had a problem with the urinals. My little dingling was always able to reach it. I didn't have to get on my tippy toes or anything. I was 5 years old, and I was like, wow, I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
You knew you were a superhero at 5.
I got three legs, sir. This is crazy.
I think he's bragging, folks.
See, look at this. Look what you spawned. I mean, it's just oh my goodness.
The only thing was that whenever I sat on the toilet, it was my dick, my little dingling, because that's what I called it when I was a kid. Would hit the water. So I told my father that one time. He said, "Wait a minute, it hits the water. Wait a minute." Well,
because you are a superhero.
Well, what do you say? You mean that's not normal?
it was crazy. I was like,
with everybody.
Yeah, this is Stiltman. I remember Stiltman was. No.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Thanks. Change the subject a little bit here.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. John for 5 without an H. He says, Kaiser over there pondering his life choices after sitting through that story.
No. That's a great story. Brought back memories.
Here we go. Tip testing the temperature of the water is horrible, says Robert Bill. Oh, thank you, Good Faye.
That's one way of doing it. But,
oh boy.
Yeah, but why do you need to know how cold the water is? All right. Somebody in the chat, please change the subject.
Yeah, that's going to work now. Oh, will you guys please change the subject for us? Of course. Why wouldn't we? Oh, my gosh.
So, Aaron, tell us about your next campaign.
The one where all the spelling is going to be correct? Yeah, well, it is called Wraith of God 3, Fear Hollow. It is the next installment of the Wraith of God series, and we go back to a town that the Wraith experienced in his youth. So there is
elementary school bathrooms.
There was outhouses back then. And they're pretty much, I think, all pretty much the same size. I don't know if they had kids' outhouses or not. But we're going to get a little bit more into the history of the Wraith, a little bit of more of his origin. There's a villain that was introduced briefly in Wraith of God 2 that we'll get more information on him. So there's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm very, very excited to get started on it. I've got I just started writing the script, done a little, got the outline, but I haven't done any artwork yet, which is what's frustrating to me because I can't launch the campaign until I actually have artwork done for the campaign.
Show something, yeah. But you're in the writing stage.
Yes, and I've got all the covers laid out, so I just need to execute them. And if I would quit making mistakes or finding mistakes on my Kit Carter campaign that requires me to fix them, I would actually get drawing Wraith. But I continue to be plaguing myself with Kit Carter work that should have been done. So that's the story, Gary, and I'm sticking to it. I'm hoping to launch. I got to launch in September, and I'm hoping to be early September rather than late September. But I'm trying to manage around other people that are launching too, because I don't think it's a good idea to launch 2 major campaigns within days of each other.
Yeah.
So I know that Malin's going to launch Godlike 2 in early September, so I thought maybe I could beat him, but I don't think I can. So I'm going to probably wait and do it after his. So there you go.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking about that when you did the update about Kit being at the printer, and it's like, oh, that means Wraith is next.
Yeah, well, we thought Kit was at the printer, but now I'm pulling it back from the printer to correct my mistakes.
So are you going to proof the entire thing or just have that one change?
Well, I've had the book proofed. The problem was when you have the spelling of a name, the proofreader has no idea.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That how do you know? You know.
At this point, I'm just closing my eyes and hoping for the best.
Okay. Daniel Russell's asking Gary, what do you think of Dam's coloring? He said Dam, D-A-M.
That may be, just
I'm
a purpose
assuming
misspelling.
Dan. Yeah, Dan. So what? Just coloring in general? I think it's awesome.
Maybe it's talking about Garbage Man.
I think I spelled your name right on that book, didn't I? I'm going to go check. Wouldn't that be funny? Actually, it wouldn't be funny. I would absolutely throw myself out the window if I see if I go.
The Jed, Night of the Living Jed. I think that's one of the great splash pages. And,
It's a great splash page.
yeah, Dan.
I had so much fun.
Definitely.
I know I
earned
spelled
his money on that one.
I know I spelled Jed correctly. Yeah, I spelled it right. Dan Lawless. There it is. How did I? Oh, I'm just so furious at myself right now.
Nomada Man says Dan Lawless is Dan's Vietnamese alter ego.
Look at this crazy Dan Lawless coloring here on. This was meant to be for those people in the know, this story was meant to be a Wrightson tribute. And the villain that is very similar to Hanover Fist.
I was trying to remember the name, Hanover Fist, yeah.
And
do you think his Hanover Fist was his last great work?
Yes, that was the Captain Stern story. That was absolutely his last.
Yeah, Captain Stern. I agree. I think that was his last.
This is a little dark, but you can see. And what Dan did was he colored this in that same sort of style that Wrightson colored.
Yeah,
that story in.
Yeah.
That was what was so cool. Was
Very
that
similar.
is like I saw the black and whites. Remember that this is funny, and Kaiser, I don't know if you know this, but Aaron was showing those black and whites like just the first few pages on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'd love to color those. And Aaron's like, do you wanna? And like, yeah, That's how organic it was. It was really fun. So because he knew, and I was. This is what's so cool is when you know the other artists, they like similar things, and we were just in perfect unison to make that story, which was really fun.
Sweet.
So yeah, this is obviously a little bit dark, so you can't see it all that well. But there's the splash page with the zombie.
Ag is great.
Night of the Living Jed. See how I spelled it?
Sweet.
If I'm wandering around in a dark forest and I hear "ow," it's gonna be Beats, do your stuff.
It's like feet don't fail me now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Look at that guy. Look at that guy with the water, with the alcoholic nose.
yeah. Ed, you lost me. You want a drink? So there's a lot of fun stuff in this.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, it was tough to sit on that. When you got something that much fun, it's almost like when you buy someone a present or get them a Christmas present or something, you got to just
Right, you can't wait to.
and
Yeah,
just like, oh man, I want to show this so bad,
Yep.
but you can't.
right.
Now is the coloring, is that digital?
Yep. Yeah, I do love. I still draw traditionally, but I love coloring digital. It's so much nicer. Because you can do like it's almost like oil painting where you can do layers and transparent layers and stuff like that. I mean, it's just so versatile. Yeah. I've done the paintings in one way and then put them in digitally. The digital is so much better.
You see, Aaron.
Yeah. Well, one of the major advantages too is being able to flip the drawing and then work on it. You don't have to, usually I use a mirror and stuff to see the reflected image, but man, it's so cool to.
I never I never was arguing that it's not an efficient way to work.
Come on, Aaron. We know what you say.
No, I'm just saying.
No. I before I started doing anything digital, that's all I did with traditional stuff, and then I would scan it in and take it into Photoshop or just draw it and traditionally and put the stuff up on online. So yeah, no, I really love working traditionally. Yeah. I started off, what do you call it? Watercolor, gouache, oil, stuff like that. I got a lot of that stuff around here. My father keeps all of my old stuff.
The weird thing is sometimes I'm drawing something like on a piece of paper, and I want to oh, where's my selection tool so I can move that hand over a little bit?
Oh yeah.
No, wait a minute. I can't erase it. What the hell?
Can't zoom in and out.
Yeah. No, I mean, you make a good argument about being able to, make alterations and stuff in your drawing that you just can't do traditionally. I mean, I did this Red Sonja Tarzan cover for Dynamite, right? And I spilt ink when I was inking all over her midsection. And I had to go in with an electric eraser and erase all the ink out, which then destroys the paper. So then I had to go back in with like whiteout and acrylic and rebuild up the paper and then draw ink over the top of that. And oh God, what a nightmare. But I also sold the original. But I had to discount it because it had so much whiteout on it. Aaron flips his drawings all the time. Of course, it's to work on a new drawing after giving up, says John for $5. And there is a painful truth in that as well. Okay, let me get back to this. There we go.
Hey, you can actually flip a drawing, though. You did an old drawing and like a house where you go pick an old house and fix it up. I've done that. It's a piece of crap. Well, flip it. Fix it up and sell it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do that. People do that a lot to make sure, especially on your faces and stuff, that your eyes are lined up right. Even though real people have crooked eyes, but when we're drawing them, we seem obsessed with the idea of making sure they're absolutely even.
Well, it is amazing I don't know. I'm still not sure why it works. Where you put the mirror up to something and you see the mistakes immediately that you can't see otherwise.
Well, I think because you get oriented into looking at it a certain way.
Yeah.
So then your eye like sort of fixes stuff for you.
I think that's it. Yeah.
And also when you're looking at a reflection, it's in a different dimension. The mirrors are always in a different dimension.
Well, it works the same way if you turn it around and hold it up to the light. It works the same way.
Yeah.
Yes. Dick Giordano showed that to me. If you just turn it around and hold up to the light, you see the reverse image.
Yeah. Turn the what's the name around? The piece of paper around. I remember one time when I was like 13, I was drawing a gambit, and I'm thinking, well, this gambit looks awesome. I'm doing something like Jim Lee. Then I turned the paper around, and it was horrible. And I cried. I cried a little bit. I made sure nobody was around.
No, it's brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I get mad because why didn't I see that?
Yep. And then once you see it, like say if you misspell somebody's name or something, it's like you cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
Poor Aaron.
Aaron, you missed a super chat.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think you're high, Gary, but wait a minute. Is that what's Aaron trying to say? If this no, we read that.
Before John.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Phil Diaz for $5. Thanks, Phil. He says, "Can we get some love for Shelby Robertson? Liefeld forgot to credit Shelby on his inks for the new Blood Strike book out at Image. I think it's time." Boy, Shelby Robertson again.
Yeah, Angela's not here yet.
So Phil's picking up the torch, I guess. Liefeld forgot to credit Shelby on his inks. See, some people would say that maybe there was some spite or something involved in something like that.
Well, yeah, you don't forget something like that.
Yeah. Now you can misspell somebody's name, but to completely forget.
Yeah.
John, $5. Another way to see what isn't right is to show John Malin your completely finished product on a live stream. Yeah, then he'll let you know.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good system. That should be a show. John, what's wrong with this?
Well, I know Ethan's like, Aaron, give me Wraith of God so I can critique it. And I'm like, no. Nope. No.
Well, that's what you guys. I've always said that. I thought it'd be a great story idea, or a great show idea. Make them cry, and you just insult the person's artwork until they cry. Or can you take it?
Can you take it? I like that. Yeah. Can you take it?
You get bonus points if you make them cry.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I don't think anybody really takes criticism well. You get
No.
you get used to it, but you don't ever take it well.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
And it really pisses you off when you know the other person's right. You're like, gosh, it's kind of like that whole thing again. How did I do that? How did I not see that?
Is that hand a foot? Oh my God.
Yeah, why does it have 2 left feet? Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that I get so many critiques on the stuff that I put up on. It was DeviantArt, now it's Instagram. So you just get used to it after a while. And then you find them, and and where they live and their address, and
And you take care of them once and for all.
yeah, pretty much.
Show up with the baseball bat, ring the doorbell.
Yeah, and that's to take care of it.
Yeah, you're like, you like my stuff on Instagram, huh?
Aaron,
You're going to say.
could you blow up my screen? Mickey is asking a question.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
About
It's always dangerous whenever I hear
about the blanket.
Mickey.
Okay, there's the blanket. So
Can you read it?
no, there's a yellow, there's a sticker on there, right? Like a Post-it.
Yeah,
I can't read it.
you can't read it.
Still too blurry. Mickey, stop looking at my blanket.
Yeah.
There it is, folks.
I wouldn't start trouble with Mickey. Mickey is a bad guy.
Mickey is
He's a bad guy.
She doesn't put up with shit.
Yeah, she can take care of herself.
yeah.
Yeah. The way people when they're yelling at Mickey, say, "Yo, Mickey, what you doing over here? Come on." Mickey's from Jersey, so you got to.
Was that it?
Yeah, I got that. Oh wow, the incongruity of.
Who stole our car
From
the other day? I think it
Jersey.
was Mickey. Mickey, he like to steal cars. Yeah, be very careful with the Mickey.
Yeah, I hear you. That's
Yeah. So yeah, Mickey, you fell for my trap.
So, where in New Jersey are you, if you don't mind? Like, give me an. Are you like near the?
Yeah, I'm in the northern part of Jersey, where the Italians are, and a lot of blacks, a lot of Puerto Ricans,
An ethnic melting pot is what you're saying.
Yeah, very multicultural over here in this area. Over in the southern part of Jersey is like, that's when it starts to get into like, this is Tales from the Dark Side intro. And
Are you talking about like Newark and stuff like that?
Yeah, Newark is closer to where I am. It's the northern part, right?
Okay.
But and that's where you get the coffee talk type. Hey, how you doing? This is and some of the Jewish They say, hey, you guys are good. Oh boy, oh guys.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing a Jerry Lewis imitation.
Yeah, there's a lot. Because Jerry Lewis is from Jersey, and there's some guys who sound exactly like Jerry Lewis. So,
Really?
And then there's a lot of course, like I said, there's a lot of Italians that, hey, what are you doing over here? Come on, you know. Yeah. Over in the southern part is like, you know, because you're getting closer to Maryland, Pennsylvania, and all that stuff. And, yeah.
Well, yeah, but there's like a lot of rural area in New Jersey too.
Yeah, but that's mostly in the southern part, you know. I mean, because northern Jersey is so close to New York, that's what we kind of inherited, is all that, the bricks and all that stuff. You know, and the asshole behavior. You know what I'm saying?
So you're a New Jersey lifer then. You were born and raised there?
Yeah, I was born and raised over here.
So you don't have any desire to get out, like into the, get on the train and head out to like Overlook or someplace like that?
No, that's what we do all the time. When you live here in northern New Jersey, you're like a New Yorker. So you're going to, you're taking the train to New York all the time, or Pennsylvania, or Maryland, stuff like that. No, we get out of this state a lot, but not too far. We don't go too far away from the family, you know, just in case.
But I mean, you don't have any desire to like, stay in New Jersey, but like get away from the city a little bit.
Well, no. I mean, I did go to California. I mean, I lived there for about 15 years.
In New Jersey, but like, where in California were you at?
It was the southern part of California. It was Burbank, Glendale, Culver City, stuff like that.
I lived in Culver City.
Yeah. Oh, what were you doing out there? Animation or?
No, I was in film school, and and then I was there for about a year after I graduated, filming around and doing, reading scripts and stuff. But we lived in Culver City, not far from what is it? Well, it used to be called Laird Studios, and then I think it was MGM Studios over there that Turner bought.
There's tons of studios over there, man.
Yeah.
Like Sony Pictures. I mean,
Yeah, the only one in Culver City though is there's the one in Culver City that I'm blanking on. Is it MGM? It's not MGM. Was it MGM? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Can't remember.
So I never really traveled too much when I was working over at Sony. I just sort of stayed at work, spend the night, and then I would travel almost an hour to go to Melrose because I worked for Paramount at the same time. It was a lot of work. I don't think I would ever do that again.
Well, yeah, just even driving that far, which really isn't that far, but in traffic, it is that far.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Nightmare.
Yeah. No more for me. I love Jersey and New York.
Well, so you got to a point where you could then just kind of like go, I'm going back to New Jersey, but still kept your work relationships?
Yeah, well, COVID got to the point. So
no, that's true. Right.
Yeah. They were like, hey, guys, we don't want to, be rude, but get away from us. That's what the executives were. So that's what we did. We decided we were going to work at home, go wherever and work. At one point you couldn't do that because they didn't trust. They didn't have that much trust in employees. But after
the
COVID, I
think one of the things they discovered through COVID was that people were actually getting stuff done at home.
Yeah,
a lot of companies were surprised. Like, hey, these people are really putting out work.
Well, I mean,
the flip side of that is companies went out of business. But you can certain occupations you can do at home, but not all of them.
I think we as artists, like working in animation, we got even more work. Because a lot of live action movies and TV shows couldn't be made because people didn't want to be close proximity to each other. So they were accepting a lot of pitches for cartoons, which got greenlit. So that was good for artists. It was actually a very good life at that time. Now it's back to normal, unfortunately.
Did we lose Aaron?
Dropped out of my own show. I don't know what
There.
happened. Look, Kaiser was right in the middle of his story, and then it went silent. And I looked up and I went, I was no longer on the show.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to ask you, Aaron, it's about time for me to ask the question. What's the time situation?
I'm thinking about 15 more minutes max. So, how's that? How's that for an answer, Gary?
Well, I'm asking it for the other illustrators, not for myself.
I see. So everybody's got like 15 minutes to wrap this thing up, and I'm I will admit openly that I did cheat on this costume quite a bit.
What you gotta do?
It's not completely accurate. Is that what you're saying?
That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Okay.
Looks good to me. I like it. See, as a character designer, a lot of the times you have to take very complex design and figure out how to economize lines, or simplify the design. So it works for animation. So right. I'm liking your decision making, Aaron. That's great. Join us, in animation.
If I could get a regular paycheck, I might actually consider. I had an opportunity to kind of get into storyboarding for film, and I didn't take it. It was really stupid of me because I was in film school at the time, and I answered this ad, and I met with the directors of when they remade DOA with.
Was that the Draw Pinky ad?
Yeah, that was it. No, the directors. It was in Variety, and the directors for DOA with Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, which was a remake of the 40s film or 50s film, whatever it was, and it was a complete disaster. But it wouldn't have made any difference to me because I was there for storyboarding, not for anything else. So I went and showed them my work, and they literally hired me to storyboard the film. And I said, great. I said, so when, how often do you need me? Because I got school.
Dan, did you do that?
Huh?
Oh, he's not in there.
You cut Aaron off.
Nope.
Don't see anymore.
So someone didn't like the story?
Apparently.
I don't know what's going on here. That's the second time I've just randomly dropped. But so I basically said, no, you have to be available to us basically 24/7 until this film is, done. And I was like, well, I can't do that. I'm going to school. Okay, so I'm going to school to become a filmmaker, to get into Hollywood. Someone's offering me a job that gets me into Hollywood, and I turn it down because I think it's more important than I go to school.
Yeah, that was your big break into the film industry.
Yeah. And you know what Bill Stout always told me? He said, man, and Plug said the same thing. Getting into the film industry is really hard, but once you get in, it's almost impossible to get out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Once they know you can do it, they're always calling you.
Yeah.
And
so at that time, you were probably thinking, well, I'll just, wait till another offer comes along.
Right. Or I'm going to be a director. I'm not going to be a storyboard artist. Are you kidding me? So,
yeah.
But
I decided to take pretty much everything they offered me in the beginning, right? Like, I don't watch Scooby-Doo at all. Like, I've not a Scooby-Doo. I've never watched any episode of Scooby-Doo.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and so, but I've been.
Well, you saw
offered a
one,
lot of
you're
Scoo-
fine. I'll see them all.
Yeah, I've been offered a lot of Scooby Doo, and I did it. You know. You know.
Kind of like Jim Steranko.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I
And plus you get paid a lot of money. A lot of money.
You're not going to complain about that. If they had actually discussed money with me, I may have changed my mind pretty quickly, you know. But they, now I can't even remember what I was going to say, but I'm sure it was brilliant.
Yeah. How about you? Dan?
I remember. No, wait. Let me say it before I forget again. So when I worked in commercial art, the guy that ran the studio that I worked in said, he goes, "Don't ever turn down a job." He said, "Take the job, figure out how you're going to do it later, but don't ever turn down a job."
Exactly.
That's also a Neil Adams-ism.
Well, it's a commercial artism, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Pretty much a mantra that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to do any storyboarding at all. I didn't even know what storyboarding was when they called me to be a storyboard artist. And my friend Bob Strang, he had to give me like a little quick lesson. And Bob was he was a conductor on a train at that time.
But he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned a little bit like about a week before leaving out. Well, no, actually, it was like less than that. It was like 3 days leaving out to California, and I had to act as if I knew what storyboard revision and storyboard art and all that stuff was. I thought they were going to hire me to be a character designer, but it turns out that wasn't the case. But I learned all of it, so and it's too late now. They can't take me on because I'm out.
It's like, wait a minute, you never knew what you were doing? Get out of here.
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions from this guy named Jay Oliva. He said, "So what'd you do before you start working in animation?" I said, "I was a security guard, guys. You hired a security guard." They said, "Oh, I didn't know."
So you got to have your first job at some point, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That could be an angle, like you're a security guard at the animation thing, and then you just sort of sit down. You know.
Yeah, at nighttime
they come in the morning. They go. You say, "Good morning." You're new here. Yeah, I'm new here. They just keep drawing.
Exactly.
So, Aaron, have you thought about what if you had taken that job, there'd be no
I do sometimes. I actually do.
There'd be no tachyon.
Well, I can tell you this: I wouldn't have got. I've been like canceled out of comics like 3 times now, so I would have avoided all that. Maybe. I'd still be living in LA though, which would suck.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I thought about that, opportunities in California, and would I still be in California now? That'd be a tough one.
Well, you never know where, once you get into an industry like that, there's so many different directions you can go. You know, weird opportunities just present themselves sometimes. I remember both Stout and Plug both got opportunities to direct films that they both turned down because the film projects were so horrible. But they still got those opportunities by just being storyboard artists and production designers and guys like, those weird opportunities come along. So it's hard to say where I would, if I had stayed that route, where I would be right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think one of the reasons why I left Southern California is because it started turning into a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was like everything looks the same. They all look fake. Like when you work at Warner Brothers and a lot of these studios, there are sets. you know, like and some of these sets are like whole blocks of houses and stuff like that. What do you? Yeah, big buildings. But when you go inside, there's absolutely nothing. It's just
right, facades.
yeah. And so I realized that the stuff that they were making the houses out of, you know, outside of the studios looked exactly, you know, like, and so it was hard to get that out of your head. You just wanted to go home and draw. I don't know.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. Well, the whole town is artificial in a way, you know.
Yeah, very much so.
The people are, and the you know.
Yeah, what if they really made houses like that and you bought one and then you walk in, it's this facade, and you go, hey,
it just falls over. And you're like, wait a minute,
They got me.
what the heck?
And that's how I would say it too.
hey, this isn't real. What the?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny though.
That's
because
Dan when he's mad.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Aaron, why'd you misspell my name, Aaron? Hey. So I did. That's the thing is, I did know storyboarding, and so I was like totally ready to do the job. It was just I felt like I just had grander aspirations for my aspirations. Is that right?
Yeah.
Aspirations. Yeah. Then that, and you know, if I knew I was going to end up being an artist anyway, I would have taken it.
Yeah. I don't know, Dan, if you ever played Grand Theft Auto.
No.
No. It's a game mostly.
I know what it is, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I remember walking through Burbank and realizing that no person within these businesses that I'm walking past are in there, even though the doors were open and the lights were on. There was no one, you know, in any of these stores. I was like, this is weird. This is very strange. Like the whole world that I was living in was all a simulation. It's kind of like the Matrix or something. You know?
Weird.
And it was so scary. So I decided, you know, I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't know what's going on.
Man, yeah, that is. You had some weird experiences in LA, man.
Yeah, it was strange.
It's a weird place, isn't it?
Yeah, how do you not have weird experiences?
Well, I mean, when I was down there, I was on the outside looking in. You know, I was kind of like, you have dreams of what you think it's going to be like, and but you don't really know because you're dreaming about being the next Spielberg or whatever, and you're not. We got onto, you know, we used to get onto the lots and stuff and roam around pretty easily back then, but it wasn't a day-to-day life experience, you know, like Kaiser's, you know, describing, because that's not where I was at that point. Yeah. And so
yeah,
it just seemed like a young adult playground when I was there, you know?
Yeah.
Like everything was, I mean, there was sections of town you didn't want to go into and all that kind of stuff, but there was just so much, it seemed so electric. There was just stuff going on all the time, and weather was nice most of the time. And, but I can see working in the industry day to day, how it could get really funky like that.
But even the weather, it was like, it was beautiful every single day, like 75 to 82 degrees, pretty much every day that you woke up. But it started becoming like a summer version of Groundhog's Day.
That's what I wanted too. No change of seasons, right? So
yeah, it was like I don't know. I didn't care for the day because I'm from Jersey and we have seasons over here.
Yep.
You know, and so I don't know. It felt like I was gonna wake up to the radio, right? It's hot.
Hot day in Southern California.
Yeah. So
did it always turn on a Sonny and Cher song like a Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I think I'm done with this Batman.
I'm done.
All right, give me a second.
Aaron Green Laser says we need the detailed skulls in the belt buckle.
Yeah, that'll be next time for sure.
I like
Yeah,
it.
and that axe is no.
Yeah, this axe isn't going to be anything other than an axe.
Aaron, this is not announcing a super chat. This is for Wesley Gleason, who's going off for dinner.
This is dinner bell. Oh, okay.
I like it.
All right. I'm going to put the finishing touches on this as best I can. And I think that I deserve a little extra credit today for drawing under duress, having this
Yeah, you were traumatized. It's true.
this problem with my book that needs to be fixed now. But so anyway, let's take a look. This is my version of Talon.
Well, you sure seem to chuck that beauty out. That's really nice.
Yeah, the axe. The axe could use a little work, but
I like it.
Looks
It's
really
still
good.
very, very complicated.
Yeah.
there you go.
That's cool.
Talon, baby.
You notice you've got the Mignola knees.
Yeah, well, got to simplify where you can, Gary.
Right.
You know that.
Yep.
Okay, so Dan Lawless, that's spelled Lawlis. Ooh, look at that. That gun in that hand are awesome.
Yep.
Not that the rest of it isn't, but I love that gun in that hand. It's very sort of Wrightson-y, kind of chunky. I love that.
Yeah.
See that? Oh, that face is really good too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Can you read it?
The shadow knows how to spell lawless. Oh gosh. Skullmasher's like that axe is terrible. Yeah, well, at least I drew it. Okay, jeez. That's really nice, Dan. No, wait a minute. Did you have some sort of reference for that gun, or are you just a gun guy and know that stuff?
I was looking actually at a shadow Steranko picture and had a good gun on it, so I.
Okay, very nice. Very, very nice.
I like it.
Shadow does know, Dan. That's
Very, very cool.
Kill shot.
all right. Let's see what Mr. Stone has provided for us.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
It's basically. If I had more time, I definitely would draw more stuff. But
Yeah, this is like totally different to me the way I draw, and but I love it. Like like you got a chimney and brick, but all bricks have character. Interesting to me,
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's really stylized, and that is what makes it so cool. Is that you kind of like bring your own unique vision to everything you're doing.
Yeah.
And
Thanks. Thank you.
It's what's so cool about art, just the everyone has their interpretations and their approaches, and they're also different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your color choices, I appreciate that. You're like the grays are warm grays, and I would not think of Batman with warm grays. And I really like it.
Yeah.
Green Laser says that's not Santa.
Can you spin it a little bit so I can see it like more up, sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at it sideways. Can you flip the pad?
Oh, okay. Let's see. See if I can.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. My other pad is in the way, so.
Oh,
I see. He's got bat wings too. Cool.
Yeah. I'll send it to you, Aaron. One sec.
okay. Yeah, and then I can show it next week.
Put it up on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Do that.
Yeah,
But I was
X.
developing a Batman that was much bigger than this lanky Batman, with this producer over at Warner Brothers called James Tucker, right? Who's one of the executives for the new Batman series. I don't know if you guys watched that on Amazon.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, and had the same grays in it. That stuff. It's cool. It was fun.
Very nice work. Well, and gentlemen, I'd like to thank the chat for joining us today, and for the super chats and all that kind of good stuff. We can't do the show without your guys' participation. There's another one right there. Stealth X5 for $2 gives me cheeseburger, hot dog, and fries. Thank you so much for that.
Hey, everybody said I won. James said I won again.
Well, it's not a competition, though, Dan. So, there's really nothing
All right,
to win.
I don't think I did, but not this week.
No, I like Kaiser's. I like Dan's. I don't like mine. Everybody's criticizing my axe. I just did it in like 2 seconds because I wasn't going to get it done. I'll scuff it up so it looks better. I promise.
Yeah. I think y'all did an awesome job. I really like it.
Thank you very much. That's what the winner always says. No, you guys did really good. You tried really hard.
Yeah.
You guys tried really, really hard, and I really appreciate your effort. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Kaiser, for being last-minute subs again. I always am grateful that we were able to bring guys of your talent, abilities on the show. Because
I won the spelling competition.
You did.
Green Laser. According to Green Laser.
You can't spell your own name. You got problems, right? So
yeah, that would be the only time I would win a spelling contest.
I will fix it.
Just with my name.
And if you kids out there, if you forget everything else, remember, don't wear white pants when you're using an elementary school urinal.
There it is, folks. There it is.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Hey, tune in to Graham Nolan's channel at about 30 minutes from now. We're doing our Star Trek The Landing Party show, so that should be fun. And until next time, guys, we will see you right here next week.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Studio. Bye-bye.